Welcome to the extra practice for solving linear inequalities. A few reminders before we do a couple quick examples. The first one is you're going to solve these just like a regular equation. You're going to draw your line down your equal sign, get the variable alone, check your answer, all of the same stuff you normally do. The second step, you have to remember that you must flip the inequality when you multiply or divide by a negative number. Multiply or divide by a negative number, and you check by picking numbers on either side of your solution. So if it's x is greater than 3, you could pick x equals 4 and x equals, negative 6. So because they're on opposite sides of the solution set, and see if it makes true and false statements. So let's do a couple quick examples. Keep it nice and short for you. First example, I'm going to draw my line down my equal sign just like I normally do. I have my variable already on the right side, so I'm going to move all of my numbers from the right side to the left side. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides first, which gives me positive 3 is greater than 2x minus or plus 1. Caught myself there. And I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, and I get 2 is greater than 2x. I divide everything by 2, and I got my answer of 1 is greater than 1x. To shade, I want to make sure I shade smaller numbers than 1, because x is smaller than the number. And there is an open circle in this problem, and so I am going to shade to the left, like this. And now I want to check my answer by picking a value over in this region and a value over in this region, and make sure this region gives me a true statement because it's the solution set, and this should give me a false statement. So I'm going to pick x equals 0 because I love picking a 0 on one side, and on this side I'm going to pick x equals 5. So let's do the 0 first. I'm going to do negative 5 is greater than 2 times 0 minus 8 plus 1. Well, this is 0, and negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. And negative 7 is smaller than negative 5. So this is true, which is good. So let's try the next one. I picked 5. So negative 5 is greater than 2 times 5 minus 8 plus 1. Well, this is 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 5 is not greater than 3, so this is false, which is what we wanted it to be. Therefore, we are pretty certain that our answer must be correct. Let's do one that's a little bit harder, adds an extra step in here, which is the distributive property, everyone's favorite. So this is going to be 3 times what's inside the equal sign. The shortcut is to multiply each term by 3. So I get 6x minus 9 is greater than or equal to 8x minus 4. All right, from this step, I can move the variables in either direction. I'm going to move the variables to the left this time, but you can do either direction and you'll get the same answer. By the way, I forgot to write my line down my equal sign, so I'm going to do that really quickly. There we go. So I have negative 2x minus 9 is greater than or equal to negative 4. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And I get negative 2x is greater than or equal to positive 5. And now I'm going to divide everything by negative 2, which should hopefully set off a few sirens. We divided by a negative, therefore we have to flip our sign here. So x is greater than or equal to, and I'm going to say negative 5 halves or negative 2.5. Whoops. Let me rewrite that. Negative 2.5. So x can be any number that's smaller than -2.5. So to shade, I'm going to make a closed circle at -2.5 because there is a half of an equal sign down here. And I'm going to shade to the left. Now, some of you might say, I see a fraction, this is going to be a harder check. But the truth is, I get to pick any number for my check, so I can pick numbers that should make this a little bit easier. So I'm going to pick -10, because I like working with tens, and I'm going to pick 0. So let's do the -10 first. So I'm going to do 3 times 2 times -10 minus 3. And that has to be greater than or equal to 8 times -10 minus 4. Well, this is -20 minus 3. So that's -23 in here. And on this side, that's -80 minus 4. So this is -69. It's greater than or equal to -84, which is a true statement, remembering that smaller negative number is closer to 0, making it farther right on the number line. So that one worked out. And now let's try 0. So 3 times 2 times 0. Whoops, not closing the parentheses yet. I'll rewrite that. And that is to be greater than or equal to 8 times 0 minus 4. Well, this is 0 minus 3, so that's 3 times -3. That's 0 minus 4, so -9 is greater than or equal to -4. That is a false statement. Therefore, true, false, exactly like we wanted it. If at any point you have questions, make sure you let me know. The nice thing about linear inequalities is it's using most of the same things that we've already been working on.